this episode we're going to show you how to repair a really common fault on modern day diesels, and that's chuffing injectors. So as you can see, the injector seal's been leaking. This is the 1.6 TDCi Ford Focus engine, but this engine's the same as the 1.6HDI Citroën and Peugeot engine. So this is the same across the board. This also happens in Mercedes and stuff as well, and it's the same process for fixing it. So I'll take you through step by step how we do it. What we're going to need is we'll need a seal kit. We're going to need the tool for cleaning up the injector seats, which I've got here, and you will need some gloves for this because this gets very messy. So we'll start by trying to clean all of this up before we strip any of the wiring off, get it as clean as possible so we can see what we're working with. Right guys, hopefully you can hear alright and the wind noise isn't too bad, because I'm in the driveway and it's a bit like a wind tunnel at the moment. But all I'm doing is trying to clean off as much of the carbon build up as I possibly can. There is no quick way of doing this, and this is why it costs so much to get this done in a garage, because it can take hours and hours just to clear the carbon off it. So if you're looking to flip cars, if you're looking to make a wee bit of profit on them, looking for diesels with this problem is perfect if you've got the time just to put into it, because the seal kit to fix it is pennies. I bought the full kit, which comes with the new studs and every single seal you need, and I think that was about £12. You can buy the 4 injector seals on their own, and I think they're about £3 for a pack of 4. So it's not an expensive repair, it's all the time and hours that go into it, trying to clean it all up enough to fix it. So yeah, there's no quick way of doing it. All I'm doing is using, I've got some panel wipe degreaser here, I've used some thinners, I've got some G101 here, and it's just a case of persevering with it, rubbing away, getting as much as you can off, and taking it for there. I've got most of it off of the wiring loom now, so we'll probably take the wiring loom off, move that back, and then we can get in about the injectors and clear as much as we can out of there. Right guys, now that we've got the majority, the worst of it cleaned up, you've probably seen on the time lapse I removed the top part of that rocker cover as well, just to give me a bit more access to it. But always remember and cover up the holes, because you didn't want any carbon falling down into the engine. So yeah, now that we've got most of that cleaned up, I think it's only injector number 2 that was causing the problem, but I'm going to do all 4 of them while I'm in here. So we'll start by taking the injectors out. I'm going to take them out in order, I'm going to leave them in order, and I'm going to put them back exactly the same way as they go, because some injectors are coded to the ECU, and if you swap them round, the flow rate can be different, and it can cause you some problems. No major problems, maybe some problems, but if you just put them back in the same place they come out of, you don't have any issues. So we'll take them out one at a time, leave them to the side. Once we've got them out, we can then finish the clean up, and clean the injectors up and put the new seals on. So let's crack on with that. Right guys, I've managed to get all 4 injectors out. Luckily enough, they all came out without too much of a fight. As you can see, we've got some of the worst of the carbon off, but there is still a fair bit of clean up there to do. So I will be putting some toilet paper down the holes, and then getting the rest of it a good scrub and blowing it out. The injectors are here, they're out in order. and as you can see, every single one of them came out without the chrome seal on it, the brass seal. But I did manage to fish out the brass seal out of the one that was chuffing, and if you look at that compared to the new ones, you can see exactly where the problem was. So again guys, it's more cleaning, but to be fair, we're only about an hour and a half into this. This has been a fairly easy one. Some of them can be quite bad. A garage will charge hours and hours of labour for this, and this is where the cost comes in. So yeah, if you can find a diesel cheap, if you want one for yourself or you want to flip it and it's got this problem, it's a very easy fix. It just takes a lot of time. So unfortunately guys, it's time for more cleaning, so I'll do it off camera. You've probably seen enough cleaning, and I'll come back to it when this is all cleaned up. That's most of the cleanup done. If you're looking for it to be perfect, you're going to be here for hours and hours and hours. I've done a few of these and I've never ever managed to get them perfect, but it's clean enough. I've put the bit of rocker cover back on. Now it's just a case of cleaning the injectors. I've done this one. We need to get this one looking the same, and then just put them back in one by one, same way we took them out, and then we're ready for start up and see if we've cured the problem. That's us got all the injectors back in. Now the stuff you seen me putting on these was, it's actually a ceramic grease that Mercedes used to do. Got a couple of tubs left over for back in the day when I worked with Mercedes. So I mean that, if you ever have to do them again, it makes it so much easier to get the injectors out. They'll never be stuck again, you'll never need a slide hammer. So the next person's going to have a real easy job of getting them in and out if need be. So what we need to do now is we want to put these return lines back on. There is new seals in the kit for these, but I've never changed them unless there's any nicked or torn, because they are very, very small and I've got massive fingers, and I'm quite fumbly with small stuff, so if I can get away with no doing them, I generally don't, but I'll always keep them aside just in case I ever need them. So we need to make sure all of these are clear, and then we can pop the seals, pop the pipe back in. I'm also going to pop just a tiny wee squirt WD-40 on each one, just to lube it up a wee bit, make sure they slide in easy enough. First one's in. Second. Fourth. Now we've got to put the little retaining clips back in. Again, these are really fiddly. So I need to do my best not to drop them. Just one in. And then the last piece is our injector wire limb. just need to make sure these seat properly, just because we've had carbon on them. We've obviously got them as clean as we can, but just make sure they clip, because you don't want them falling off, because all you'll end up with is a misfire. Then we can pop the little retaining bolts in. So there's one there. One there, and the last one's in this back corner. First start, it might cough and splutter a wee bit to begin with, but we should be good. We'll just leave it for a wee minute just to let any air bubbles in the diesel system run through. But you can see there already, there's no chuffing injectors anymore. We'll take you over and have a wee look. If you remember, it was number 2 that was chuffing before. Now it's all good. It's running nice and smooth, there's no misfire. I'll get a wee little rev now, and then it'll start perfectly every time now. So there we go guys. 12 quid for the seal kit, 20 quid for the special tool, and the car's back to normal. It has taken us about 4 hours in total, I think, and we have had to put up with a good old bit of Scottish rain, as always, but a garage would charge fortunes for doing this. Most garages are about £45 an hour, £50 an hour, so you've easily saved yourself £200. And it's not a hard job, anybody can do it. You've just got to make sure everything's clean and make sure everything goes back the way you took it off. So that's a perfect little fix for this one. That's the major job in this. Next up we've got some axle bushes to do on it, and then I want to straighten up this wing a little bit, because it's had a wee bump here which has pushed it back and just tightened up the gap on the wing. So I'm going to loosen it off, realign everything, fix this headlight bracket, rear axle bushes, and then it's ready to submit back for its MOT, and it'll be ready to sell. So thanks again for watching guys. If you found any value in this video at all, please give it a like, make sure you share it on your social media platforms so that your friends can get some use out of it, and we'll see you on the next one.